Good morning! Oh, creaky chair. Hello. Hi. Hi. Hi, hey, hi, hey. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, TT4Ace and hi, Greed. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. We gonna be playing game today? New game. We're gonna be playing new game today. Hi, Johnny. Welcome. Good morning. How are you? I hope you're good. We'll be playing new game today. I got tea, and but it's just not quite hitting, and I might order Dunkin'. We'll see. We'll see if I get desperate enough. Let's see if I get desperate enough. Hi, Annabelle. Welcome. Good morning. Thanks for coming. Thank you, everybody, for coming to the morning stream. Oh. Hi, Fly Free Singer. Welcome. I always get my words always get whenever your name pops up, I'm like Brissinger. Fly Brissinger. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Okay. I watched the video for this game and I was like, what the heck is this? And apparently it's popular. So I was like, I'll play a game. And it doesn't look, it looks kind of scary, but like not really. Like, is it a thriller? Is it a mystery? I don't know. I just hope it's not scary. But apparently it's popular and it just came out a few weeks ago, so I was like, oh, I'll play that. Well, I guess over a month now. You saw some people playing and it looks cool? Yeah. Yeah, I'm very interested in it. It doesn't look difficult, at least. But I really couldn't figure out what I wanted to do this morning, so I think a mystery is good for that. Like, if you are like, oh god, I'm just like burnt out of everything, so maybe I'll just play a mystery because like something new, something kind of cool. So we're gonna be playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. I have it on my Switch. If I could buy a game on the Switch and not on Steam, I will always buy it on the Switch. I am a Nintendo stan and I cannot deny it. Give them all my money. Okay. Okay. Let me check sound. Be a little loud. I'll see how it is once I open the game. Okay. Let's get started! I hope it's not a lot of reading. It didn't look like a lot of reading. But we'll see. Crows. Most of the game is with the narrator talking. Okay, good. Okay, good. I hate this. What does barely visible mean? Like, just on the, like, absolutely barely visible? Or just, like, you know, people can still see it? I want you guys to be able to see it, so I'm actually gonna look at OBS. I think I'll just do that. The current time. Okay. How do I do AM? Ah. Okay. Oh. Okay. Crouch. Move. Look. Pause. Okay. Okay. And huh? An error. Sorry. I do know what happened. Are you okay? You have to do all that stuff again? Ah! Was that part of the game? Was that it crashed? Does it do that on purpose? You're welcome. What? Well, I don't want to. I want to make sure, you know, everything's good. What? Yeah. Well, they are correct. Okay. You've been so cooperative. Next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to my favorite time. Okay. Pick whatever time you want, even if it's not correct. You've earned it. Okay, thank you. Okay. Now let's start.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay, tell me if sounds good.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk.
Okay.
What buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
That's so sad.
Others might have considered it soul-rending. Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay. Well, I mean, if he's happy, then...
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something
Hi,
that would
Baka Gamer,
forever
welcome!
change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Hi, welcome,
Never
Blue
in
Man.
all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Who
Stanley
closed the door
decided to go
behind
to the
me?
meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's the meeting room? They playing solitaire?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay, I'll go to the meeting. Runs fast, huh?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, he didn't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh! Okay, I guess I can't go back. I guess I just gotta roll with it, I guess. I don't know. I was just trying to explore. Oh. I had something in my eye. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her? Who's
This is it,
she?
Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Who's she? don't like this. Oh my god, my eyes, like... That's dark in there! What's gonna happen? Okay. Fuck.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go.
I can't move.
All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about
Your damn Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Yeah.
They'll commit their life to you.
Yeah?
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
I
Come
wanna-
inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Oh. Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
Yeah?
Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he
This was a
returned to
couch
work
before.
was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
This was a couch.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice.
Okay.
It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
A game with a baby. Just think of it as an uncomfortable couch.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer. that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. I won't press it. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I mean, it has to progress itself somehow, right? Like, how long do I have to wait before it... I'm not gonna press it. How long? I'll wait here. I'll wait all damn day. I ain't got nothing going on. I just see goldfish. He thinks he can outsmart me. I'll outsmart him. I'll show him who's in control now, bitch. I wonder if it's made to trap you. Like, will he actually start talking again, or are you actually supposed to keep going? He told me not to press button, so I'm not pressing button. Well, that's a lie. I did press the A button to try to interact with this. But I'm not pressing the button he wants me to press. The 5th annual subcommittee meeting of Internal Revenue Analysis for entities of the Royal Revenue Discussions Club. No girls. Hey! Trying to read all of it. Number 3 says, dude, I am so wasted right now. Vector. Following something approves something. I can't. Let me out of here. Get me out of here. I won't press your stupid button. I won't press the button. I'm rebellious, Stanley. We're rebelling, Stanley. That's why we don't follow the fucking rules. That's why we didn't go the ways that he wanted us to go. Isn't that right, Stanley? We're going going crazy, going stupid. What the hell? Okay. Let me in. But if I don't press it, how do I continue? Click, 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 click. Hmm. I mean, I'm bound to get impatient at some point. If I press a button, he's just gonna say something snarky like, "And there we go, it's pressing the button." Let me out! Let me out! Everything sounds like a clicky noise, even though I'm not at the That's supposed to mean something? It's a trap. I don't want to fall for it. Why can't I see my own feet? Am I just a limitless being? I'm just a cloud of smoke named Stanley. Can't even see my own hands, no feet, no nothing. I mean, he'll eventually say something, right? The time's not right. It's supposed to be 11:34 a.m. It's definitely not. It's 11:50 something. According to this clock. Is it actually moving? Like the red hand is. Like it told me to set the time at the beginning of the game, right? The hour hand is the shortest hand, so it's like 11:50 something. Right? Because the shortest hand is the tiny short blocky one, and then the minute hand is the one that's right next to it. But there's 3 hands. There's the hour and the minute and the. Why are there 4 clock hands? Do I not know what a clock is? What do I do? Fine. Just to progress.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Did I die?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Should we follow the directions this time?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Everyone hates Monday. Me personally, I hate Tuesdays.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We're rebelling again!
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
I like this room.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Fine, we'll go this way.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
No! Dark. Where are we going?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left. Oh, no.
Oh!
No, it's to the right, my mistake.
That scared the shit out of me!
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Yeah, I did see the trailer. I talked about it last night at the end of stream. It looks so good.
Down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Why is the lights on?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
What the fuck was that?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did
Yeah.
you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
There's so many decisions. Okay, we've now gone through that door 2 times. Okay.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely
No.
that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Why does he keep restarting it? You're right, decision means it's time for the scales.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That computer's off now. It was on before. Now there's no doors?
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I mean, this is the only way to go, so...
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
I'm fucking scared!
No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
What?
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is.
Yeah,
I
me
don't care
too.
what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh my god. Hi Val! This game is like an adventure game and it's like controlled by the narrator. And I'm really confused.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
This door wasn't open before. I am curious, but
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
okay. Can't do anything in there anyway.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now,
What
we
the hell?
both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I don't like this music at all. What the fuck? What's going on? Oh my god, his line does not know where the story is. Where's the story? Oh, 006. Is this a boss? Are we at a boss? It doesn't really leave you any choices right now. Ooh.
Wait, cut the music. Go
Yeah,
back
thank you.
and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Should I count the leaves on it or some shit? Okay. Alright.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, no, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Did anything change over here? I'm really curious.
Still missing the doors. Did we make a mistake following the line? Perhaps we could have found the story on our own.
Oh!
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you.
Who's the
After
fired
everything we've been
employee?
through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
There's another one. Ah! He started it over again!
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Yeah.
Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
Yeah.
Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Alright, if you say so, I guess.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just
Yeah,
me and
yeah.
Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Okay. But I mean, we're following it, kind of. Alright, I guess it just went into the ceiling.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision.
Nice.
From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits. Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall.
After a long time, Stanley dies.
Me. Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Okay.
I won't do it.
Don't restart it then. Don't restart.
And the
Oh!
timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? so. Okay. I guess now we just wait, you know.
Hi,
I
Crooked
suppose in
Gamer,
some
welcome.
way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Oh! That scared me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Did I do it?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We've gone right so many times. I guess we'll just go left and... Never gone left before.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Me? I'm unique? Number of slides on this slide. Charts and slides. Oh. Plant life, comatose, football, lunch, spring break, clear skin, pollution, a boat, mitosis. Talk less. Okay, I saw all the slides. Get Chris out of the broom closet. Hire someone to synergize papers. Papers are too synergized. Fire paper guy. Hire someone to fire the paper synergizing guy. Who moved my desk? Please keep the targets on the topic of... The future was yesterday. Tomorrow is now. Tomorrow. Complete today's unfinished agenda items. Write next day's agenda item. Agenda reflect. Employee. 417, 491, 431, 405, 416, and gym. Meeting room. Weekly targets admin. Marketing Mondays. Termination Tuesdays. Legal. We broke Wednesdays. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. R.I.P. Franz. Do amazing work all the time with no expectation of raise or promotion. Slide hits. Yeah, it do be hitting different. I like the plans for the future and it just says plant life. More water coolers. More water cooler heaters. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net? Some sort of child trap? Space between the teenagers. Just nonsense.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
We'll follow directions for now. For now. Ooh. Executive bathroom. I have to piss. I get the feeling money's for stealing. But not yours, of course. Say, that's a something purse? Can't tell what that word is. Bloody purse? We're a ghost. I knew we were a ghost. We don't have feet. A weird wall. What the fuck? I'll come back.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Well, I can't go back now.
Unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
It's getting scary again.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh!
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
We're escaping!
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I'm risking it! I'm risking the biscuit! I'm risking it!
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
It makes me want to go this way even more. Will I die?
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yeah, let's die. Let's do it. Scary, huh? I mean, it was an escape in a way.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
We're gonna get
he
crushed?
reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know.
Can I
the
escape?
story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is.
Why didn't I just die at the bottom of the elevator shaft?
Like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life.
Oh my god!
Farewell, Stanley.
Okay.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh. Oh! That is not so.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
I knew it! I knew we were just a ghost. Interesting. I knew someone was playing solitaire. Did I get one of the endings, or... We designed an ending where Stanley would end up in a battlefield fighting aliens? Aww! I would have loved to play that. Are you a rock? I can't tell if I genuinely got an ending or... Like, did I get all the secrets of the game at the very end? Already? I mean, I disobeyed like 3 times. Beginning. Like, look. Like, what the hell? I've only been playing like an hour. Scary.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Huh? Hi, Vamp Sister, welcome.
Can you see how much they need one another?
What is going on?
Perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Okay.
Turn off your Nintendo Switch. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it.
I don't want to...
Time choose for you. Don't let
I don't want to. I didn't want to turn off my Switch. The end is never, truly.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
And that's a choice.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Now that I'm flat, I can fit into so many spaces.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace, its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker.
He always says something different when I come into this room. And on the map it said there were vents in here, but I don't see any vents.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Well, yeah, what if I like it in here?
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Maybe all those assets were lying.
Stanley sat around with, but at last he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
So I went this way. I went to the meeting room, and I went down.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I mean, I went here once.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in your
Okay, I've gotten this dialogue before.
Difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be
This
the
time
one
I'm not
do
going to answer
this,
the phone.
to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
I answered before. And I... Is that the only option in this room? I tried.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance, but with hope. Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley, did you just unplug the phone?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible?
Because I didn't want to do that.
Supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Yeah, I am. I'm a worm.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
What?
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But
A
if
real
used
person.
incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For
Yeah.
example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking.
Oh my god.
Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What does that mean? Back, sack, and crack? Practice.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy
Sir?
decision-making process.
An alligator?
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally,
God, I
if you
make
begin
so
to
many
wonder
more
if
than
your
8.
choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant.
Yeah.
And the feeling should subside.
Oh my
At
god,
this
the
time,
existential
your instructor
crisis.
will guide you in
It's
an
hitting.
exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please. Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse.
I'm gonna do that next time.
Fortunately,
Next time I come this way, I'm gonna
it's
jump off the
already equipped to
platform.
deal with reality. Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
But I like this room. Sit. No, I can't. This is the best room in the game, truly.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No!
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
No! Everything's all fucked up. Well, it won't let me go this way. Guess I can't do anything.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe after everything we talked about that my story, you've destroyed my work.
Good.
Why? For what? What did you get out of that?
Want to go in that red door.
What's so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that.
It's
image.
okay.
I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?
Danger.
No,
Gur everywhere.
I have to shut the game down. I have
No!
to. I have to.
No! No! Oh.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see?
Yeah.
Didn't
I thought it'd be
impress upon you
funny.
how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard to make... behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No!
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No! I don't want to!
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Is behaving exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always
I don't want to!
I'm quite sure
I don't
you'll be up to the
want
task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
How many times will it restart?
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll
Okay,
be fine.
fine.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
The right is so interesting, though.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh man, last time there were stairs that went down. I was gonna go down. That's fine. This time when we go to the boss's office, we're gonna take the elevator instead. No! I can't believe I only had that one time to go into the elevator. Ugh. I'm so mad. Oh, it looks different in here. It's green now.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Nightshark 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall. I'm sorry, is there a problem?
I'm trying.
You mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Nightshark 115. Nightshark 115. Nightshark 115.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there.
I did go through the door on the right.
Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You... When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please. I need you to make a choice. I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important.
I feel did I get an ending?
It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please.
But I got credits before too.
Do something? Anything? This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? You listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Oh. Oh, we're here again. Was that a real ending or I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how many times I've ended this game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
The end is never. It makes sense. I mean, they did straight up say several times the end is never.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Didn't lie to me. I will say that. I like how this desk is just a pencil sharpener and a lamp. Let me press it. Ah, okay, I did that twice. I don't want any of the computers to be on. Except for the one with the input on it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
This time I want to see if I can go...
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Chris, do be in the broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Broom here? What do you mean there's nothing here?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Almost as nice as the break room. Almost.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes, I like it
Standing around
here.
doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
This feeling gives me the room of like when you go into a bookstore and you immediately have to go to the bathroom. Does anyone else
Realize there's no choice
feel
or
that?
anything in there, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely
Like
no
this room is
significance to the
activating that
story
neuron right now.
whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending
It
was
is the
my
vibes.
favorite." I hope your friends are as concerned.
I like the broom
Stanley
closet.
was fat and ugly and really, really stupid.
Oh, how
He
dare
probably
you!
only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is.
Oh my
Get
god.
it all with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
What? Ah, why are you being mean to Stanley?
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
Yeah.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because
I would like to haunt this
when a
broom
physical
closet.
malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead.
What if I just like it in
Prey
here?
to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video games.
I'm alive!
So that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
It's a nice closet. You gonna say anything else? I like it in here. I'm gonna live in here, I think. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. I like the broom. In the closet. The closet, you guys. I like girls. I know, I'd leave if he didn't say anything to me. Alright.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Closet clipped and posted. Thank you, pal, for the clip.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, Why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
I noticed that earlier!
Goes automatically behind him wherever he went. And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
God.
And while he thought it all...
The existential crisis is hitting!
All people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back.
Oh, this makes me want to be in bed.
The fresh air of the world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Okay, Val! I hope you have a good day at work.
I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Ooh.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
He's dead? Stanley's dead? I'm dead?
How lucky she was to be normal.
Yeah, we were dead this whole time.
I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Goodbye, Rusty. Have a good one. Yeah, I turned it up a little bit. Phone is ringing. Farted on the cup.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
I tried to turn it off. There's no input this time.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
Where are we going? Where are we going? It's a small world after all.
And thank you for playing
It's
the
a
Stanley
small
Parable
world
Ultra
after
Deluxe.
all.
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Whoa.
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I want to go that way.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh,
Sorry, excuse me.
let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
I love jumping. Alright. Cool.
Is that it?
Yeah?
Surely that's not all
You didn't
the
have
new
fun?
content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator.
You didn't like the jumping?
I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new
I
content?
thought it was exciting.
If this
I
is
like
new
to jump.
content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? It's my fault, Stanley. I built
It's
up
humor.
too much anticipation around the new content. I'm
It's
afraid.
satire.
It could never
Not
have
supposed
lived
to
up to such
understand. It's just supposed to be
expectations.
funny.
If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I have to start over again? This isn't right.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Someone was chilling in here. We're in the vent now. Vent rat.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
Did I go to heaven?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want.
Oh.
Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap Nintendo Switch port? Remember back
How
in
dare
October
you.
of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Time is still not correct. Got some achievements, I think. First dollar. Got an achievement for go outside. Don't play for 5 years. It's impossible to get this achievement.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content. Here's another moving passage. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the Nintendo Switch. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise. These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
I have a feeling they probably weren't.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable.
This is fucking hilarious.
But the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Devs were like, take your fucking bad reviews and shove them.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did, but maybe it wasn't. Dear, what an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure, like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it.
Oh.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think. Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your Greek gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not
My
this
brain
kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in fact be both of these things at
My brain
once,
is on
that you
fire.
are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes?
Oh my God.
Unendurable by any means, but well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait. How do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
12 hours!
You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks? I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking?
The plant is dead.
It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know...
I shut him down so fast.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time, I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret.
The clock
for
ran
the
out of
longest
batteries.
time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the...
Left, I guess?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency.
I feel like I have nothing else to do but press the button.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Check it out. Wish I could pick up the ladder and... Oh my god! Life has bloomed! Does it just keep going? What the fuck is that sound? I'm scared! Okay, I don't like that. One bit. Oh my god, freedom! Oh my god, we made it out! We're free! Or dead. When will it disappear? Did we die? Finally? Will I end up back in the office? Oh my god! Alright everyone, thanks for coming today. What an interesting game. It's kind of crazy. I really like it. I don't know when I'll play this again, but as always, thanks for coming. I will probably be back tonight. I don't know what time. I'll put up a waiting room when I decide what I want to play and all that jazz. But yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a good mid-Saturday. I'm gonna go get some lunch and chill for a little bit, and I will see you guys, if not later tonight, then definitely tomorrow. Thanks everyone. Hope you have a good day. Bye bye. Bye bye bye. Bye 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 bye.